And I'm dying here.
Bye, everybody.
No, I don't know what it is.
We've had hairballs here.
I think so. Well, anyway, you know.
How are you?
I'm pretty good.
Who are you?
Doug Patterson.
Larry Bly.
Hey, hey, hey. We know each other's names. That's always so important.
I know.
It's a good starting place anyway.
Really?
Did you have a nice weekend?
I did. Thank you for asking.
Good.
Did you?
Good. Yeah. I had a wonderful weekend.
Beautiful weekend.
Great weekend. Very exciting here in Roanoke. Okay, let's see what we're going to do on the show today.
Hope it's the stuff I brought.
Witch is on her way in.
And there she goes.
And
Bidding. Oh, sorry.
Thanks for smacking the witch into my nose. Andre the Witch Catcher.
Andre the Witch Catcher.
Da, 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 da. Dear boys, my new wife, Beulah May.
I'm sorry.
What's funny about
I don't know.
You have just offended all of the Beulah Mays out there in TV land. Can't cook worth a hoot. So I've taken it on myself. I've taken on the duties. This person writes terribly.
Horrible.
Horrible writer.
Works for you, too.
It works for me in my own building. Do you think you two simple-minded hacks could show me a few decent recipes for a change?
The nerve.
And something... Oh, by the way, Beulah May just loves meatballs. Justine McFletcher of Mayodan, North Carolina. Well, I think, as a matter of fact, I don't know how these people know this stuff, but New England meat pie, which has meatballs and mixed vegetables and hash browns and wonderful. And that was really sent in by Clara Mays of Sutherland, Virginia.
Really?
Thank you, Claire.
Well, guess what I'm doing?
Standing there?
Pretty much.
Uh-huh. How's it been?
Lovely.
Oh, great.
Thank you.
Oh, the recipe.
Oh, yes. I'm doing Czechoslovakian Big Macs. And people, who knows what they'll turn out like, but we'll give it the old college.
So are you telling me that in Czechoslovakia they drink their Big Macs?
Wouldn't
it's just a mixing bowl.
Actually, Big Mac is the guy who lives down the street.
Oh, Big Mac McGillicuddy.
Yeah, you remember him.
And the very lovely Doris is going to be here very shortly. She's appearing early in the show by contractual agreement.
Oh, must be nice.
Just said she's just tired of waiting until the end of the show. Swiss cream pie.
She's going to run
Swiss
like
cream peas. I really should wear those half glasses.
Really?
So anyway, there you go. And so, do you need to start? Go ahead.
I'll tell you what I did. I'll tell you what I did because I started yesterday.
No.
Put together 3 pounds of ground pork, a large onion chopped, a half a cup of milk, and 6 ounces of shredded mozzarella cheese. Okay, kind of a good little combo, don't you think?
Now that sounds good right there.
Right, and you put this in the refrigerator overnight, and then you bring it out and start doing it, which I'm going to do. So do you want to start? Because I know yours is kind of complicated.
It just goes on forever.
Okay.
Yeah, let me get the first part of it here, which is real simple.
Okay, I'm going to make patties, by the way.
Get yourself a gigantic casserole dish this big, because this thing makes enough to... I don't know how many. It doesn't say how many it's supposed to feed, but I'm sure that hundreds could come to your house and munch off of this. Anyway, get yourself a nice big casserole dish. And you can use hash browns or any kind of prefab potatoes, but they must be already thawed.
Those look yummy.
Don't they though? And the next thing you do is I'm going to spray just a little of this non-sticking product.
Can't mention the name.
Like no one knows what it is.
Right.
On top of it, and we're going to put it directly under a broiler, and you will broil it until it's slightly brown. If you are using loose hash browns, just smush them down, drizzle a little oil, or spray a little Pam on it. Put it on there and put it on the broiler. Same thing. That's the first thing. Go ahead, Douglas.
Well, you make your little patties here, in your little patties, so it's like a patty. Get it? And okay, fine. And then we're going to be coating these and deep frying. Have you ever heard of a deep fried pork burger?
No, I don't think so. Now, how you deep? Oh, I see. Just a large, copious amount of oil in a pan.
Well, that's pretty much deep frying.
Well, no, you can, Mr. Smart Aleck McGillicuddy, you can also do it in a deep fryer, like a Fry Daddy.
We don't have those kind of cool things here.
Well, I do, and if you had asked, I'd have brought you one, and Doris has. See, we've got at least 5 or 6 Fry Daddies right here, ready to go.
Well, I'm going to Fry Daddy myself, so...
No, you can do it that way. It's simple,
baby.
It's cheap, and I don't blame you. And you know, cheap's the name of the game here.
That's right. I'm trying to make...
By the way, Doris is coming by in a couple of minutes,
Is
speaking
she?
of cheap. Okay,
Oh, but tawdry.
couple of minutes. She's coming by.
Isn't this exciting?
Well, it is pretty much so. I'm just trying to open some cans,
And
which
if
is
you
not
get
very exciting either. Now, this recipe called for some, I know there's so many little specific products out there anymore I've never heard of. It called for tomato sauce with onions. I assume there is such a thing. If there is,
Yes, there is.
I didn't find it that particular day. Doesn't mean I didn't really spend much time looking. So what I'm going to do is take a little regular tomato sauce, and I have chopped a few onions for in it. So you're going to take about a tablespoon or two of the tomato sauce, and the first thing we're going to do is start frying our beef. But the first thing you have to do before we can fry it is to get it ready. So I'm going to slip the rest of those onions right in there, and won't have to think about them again. I mean, you can do it this way. It's the end product. It also requires an egg. So what you're going to do is make the meatballs with 2 tablespoons of tomato sauce, egg, breadcrumbs, and salt. And then you form the meat, and it would really be nice if I'd turn something on. I forgot, I'm going to do it up here because this one works better. And turn that on high and heat just a little bit of oil, not much. It's a non-stick surface. You'll notice there's nothing
Touches the
sticking
pan.
to it.
Oh.
See, there's nothing sticking to it even now.
Right.
So anyway, how you doing, Doug?
I'm just doing
Is that nice
so
with
much.
you?
No.
Oh, I've already
Thanks for
asked you
asking,
that.
though.
Okay.
In 3 little separate bowls here, what you're going to do is you want 1 bowl of flour, 1 of beaten egg, and then saltines crushed. And so I'm going to take out my little aggravation on you, Bly, and go, oh, that lousy Larry
Well,
Bly.
that doesn't somehow seem very nice, but that's okay.
Okay,
It's
that's
that
fine.
kind of a show.
And you just crush these
Don't
little
let me
babies.
forget, Doris, that I have this stuff under the fryer, and it's going to beat the band in there. Next thing you have to do is form the meatballs. You need to get these meatballs on and get them because you got to start browning them. So, no wonder it's too juicy. I forgot to put the breadcrumbs in.
That's the thing with these little Big Mac ears,
Yeah.
is that you don't put any kind of binding things
Well, this
in
has
it.
plenty of that. Now, I have to stop here because I have too many things going on at one time. So I got to stop and get this stuff out of the oven or I'm going to burn it.
Okay.
So you go ahead.
Okay.
Entertain them.
We're going to take one of the patties. First thing you do is you dip it in the flour. Oops.
Which drawer?
Then take it to the egg. And beat me, Daddy, 8 to the bar.
No, let's take it to the limit.
Oh, I'm sorry. And now the cracker crumbs. And you just, oh, I'm making a big mess. Someone's going to hate me today.
Big mess for a Big Mac.
And doesn't this look just ever so charming? And slip it in. Be careful, don't want to hurt yourself. And you just do this, and you keep on going, which I'm going to be doing right now. I'm gonna
Yalsa.
keep on going.
Yalsa. Okay, well, I've gotten this out of the oven right now. The potatoes have been slightly, they're just getting real nice and a little bit brown on top, which is what you want. And the next thing you do is you put on a
Ritz.
package of frozen mixed vegetables thawed.
Oh,
That goes next. And so this is your mixed vegetables. Look how pretty that is. If your TV set is adjusted properly, ladies and gentlemen, issue drones, that's very lovely colors there. There you go. Isn't that pretty?
that was the greatest.
This really does make an entire meal,
All in one little
all
container.
in one big old
You
wad.
gotta love that.
Yes, indeed. There you go. Isn't that lovely? Now,
Stunning.
I have just got to get these meatballs going. I'm playing around with everything else and doing this in a rather strange order. It doesn't have to completely fry because you're going to bake these things in an oven, so they're not going to be raw when you serve them. But still, you got to get them sort of mixed up and fashioned. And now you do the only thing that you can do, which is to
Get it
remove
on.
your rings and all your tawdry jewelry
Some of us who don't have tawdry jewelry, you know.
and this cheap watch,
Oh, thank you.
and start forming these into meatballs. You can make them as large or small as you want them to. Thank heavens this does not require golf-sized meatballs. You always get a little huffy about that around here. Now I'm going to have to get Doris in here as soon as I get finished with this. Doris, come on in here, if you would, darling. There's no place to set anything down, I'm sorry to say. Do you have a big dish, little dish? Tell you what, let me sort of scoot over here next to Doug. You grab the microphone, hold it to your mouth, which is in the general direction of where your sound comes out.
Okay. I had to make Swiss cream
holding your
peas,
mic. I miss
and it take 2 tablespoons of butter, 1 cup of tender sliced green onions and top, salt and pepper to taste, a half a teaspoon freshly grated lemon zest, 1 cup liquid whipping cream, 1 cup
liquid plumber.
whipping cream, 1 cup shredded Swiss cheese, 2 cans sweet peas drained, 1 tablespoon flour, and paprika. And you saute your onions in the frying pan, add your cream to thicken it, and then you add your cheese until melted, and mix your peas in, and then put it in the oven for 30 minutes.
Ooh,
It says 20, but I put 30 because I did a little ahead of time, and it looks pretty good.
Looks gorgeous.
I want a little spoonful right now.
You want some? I don't think I have room over there for it.
Darn.
I'll put it back in this thing here.
Great.
And that's it.
And how long do you bake it?
350 degrees for 20 minutes.
Very
or
good.
until heated through.
That is
I
so
think
pretty.
Okay, I'm going to...
All right, thank you. The very lovely Doris.
Stop by just to
coming
say
on.
hi.
Yeah.
I'll
Okay.
Drop off some peas.
Now we've got
Rhythm.
oh, I've got this thing mighty hot. I'm going to have to be very careful. See, you got to. I wish I had tongs. That's all right.
Do you
There we
need
go.
help?
There we go. I'm just rolling them around until I get the brown side out. You just brown them a little bit on the outside. You don't have to cook them. Aren't they pretty?
They are. They're the greatest of loveliness.
Simple little meatballs.
I love meatballs, you know.
Ooh, I do too. I know.
Don't you know?
I got them mighty hot, don't I?
I remember.
So I got to kind of have to be careful.
Now, a little
Well,
hint.
they're slippery little.
A little hint on this. Meat. What am I doing?
Czechoslovakian
Big Macs.
meatballs.
Is that you don't make them too thick, because when you deep fry them, yeah, it looks pretty.
Aren't they lovely?
They're not going to be cooked all the way through, and nothing is worse than raw pork.
Oh.
Oy,
You can get some sort of, well, we won't even talk about it. It's perhaps it's best we don't even mention what
I
you
think
can
that's
get.
probably just
True of anything. So anyway.
So I am now going to flip your burger.
Ooh, thank you.
Yum.
All right. Thank you.
Look, Claire.
We're having a great conversation, Miss Doris and I. Look at that.
Isn't that pretty?
That is perfection.
Isn't that beauteous?
That is perfection.
Oh, I'm telling you, this looks good enough to eat. Oh, we are.
Oh,
Oh, I forgot.
no, don't forget, please. Don't
Okay,
forget.
those little babies need a little more. And you just keep doing this, and then we're going to put them, they tell you, in Czechoslovakia, they don't put them on hamburger rolls, so it's not really a Big Mac. They do is they put it on a plate with potatoes. So it makes a nice little meal for you. However, we're going to do the Big Mac and go the whole 9 yards.
Oh, really?
Yep,
The whole 9 yards.
9 yards.
Okay.
Okay, maybe 6.
You know, I better cut this down. I think I'm getting ready to burn these
I think
things.
we better cut it out.
Ooh, almost perfection, wouldn't you say?
Ooh, 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 ooh. Yum bunnies, yum
Almost
bunnies,
perfection.
Yum bunnies.
Well, oh, hey, here, now, next thing you do is put in your tomato sauce.
Uh-huh.
You were also supposed to stir in your vegetables at this point.
Oh. Oops.
But the vegetables, I just layered them.
And they're lovely.
Because I just thought it was a nice presentation, and I wasn't paying too much attention. I have done this recipe, believe it or not. I did it Saturday, because it has to bake before you can eat it. And here at Cookin' Cheap, we do take a lot of chances, but we never bring in, I mean, we actually cook food.
I know.
It has to be pre-cooked.
Which is contrary to some people's beliefs.
And you have to add a little salt and pepper and some thyme to this, and you just cook it gently with a little thyme. Do you have a little thyme?
I got all the time in the world.
And you
for
have to cook it gently for about 5 minutes. And if your vegetables are frozen, there would be a quick place to get them thawed out, because it does call for putting the vegetables in there, but it's all going to the same place. It's
Right.
all going into the same thing.
And it looks great, I might add.
And it does. I think it looks pretty that way. Also, a little hint here.
Okay.
If you forget
Put your
to
vegetables
do the rest
in the
of it,
sauce.
you still have a nice looking casserole.
That's true, that you can pawn off.
That people think that you did this and this is the
right.
dish.
And you cut up those
And it really
carrots.
this isn't the dish at all.
It's
so
wonderful
any
how
one
you
part
did
of
that.
this, whole or parts of thereof. But where's the salt and pepper? Do we have any salt and pepper?
Yeah, I'll go get it for you.
Now, it's important that you fry the meatballs until they get a little bit golden brown on the outside, because if you do not, they will fall to pieces while you're in this. Fall to pieces. In this, whatever it was I was saying.
I don't know, but it's...
There it is. Thank you.
Thank you.
There,
Sure.
just going to simmer that.
I live to serve.
All right, I'm going to review my recipe while we're waiting for that to simmer for a couple of seconds.
Waiting for Godot.
The New England meat pie. 1 pound of ground beef, 2 cans, 8 ounces each of tomato sauce with onions, an egg, 1/4 cup of dry breadcrumbs, about a teaspoon of salt, and a package, about 10 ounces of frozen mixed vegetables, thawed. If you don't have time to thaw them, put them in that sauce on top of the stove, and it'll get thawed out in a hurry. It has this here. 1/2 teaspoon of crushed thyme, 1/2 teaspoon pepper, a package which is 12 ounces of frozen hash brown potatoes. Believe me, you can use these potato tots. You can use all sorts of stuff.
Any kind of potato.
Any kind of potato, as long as it's a potato product.
You gotta love that.
I think the hash browns probably make it a little easier to dip it out. But
it all's going, like you said, it's all going on the same
Well,
place.
yeah. 3 tablespoons of oil and 5 to 6 slices of cheese cut in 1-inch strips.
Oh, brother.
And I'll show you about the cheese here in a couple of minutes. Now, I'll be showing you about the cheese very shortly, Mrs. Wiggin.
I think this whole thing is kind of
What
cheesy.
you got there?
Okay, I'm going to read my recipe, okay?
No.
Oh,
No,
well,
go ahead.
tough. I don't care. Czechoslovakian Big Macs. 3 pounds ground pork, 6 ounces mozzarella, 1/2 cup milk, 1 large onion, chopped, salt and pepper, and oh my golly, what was that? It was an earthquake. You put all that together, put it in the refrigerator the day before you're going to make these. Then you have a bowl of flour, bowl of eggs beaten, and saltine crackers crushed. Deep fry them in oil, and put them on a hamburger roll. I know it's sort of and just enjoy, enjoy, enjoy.
I noticed we have 2 each. Do you think we're actually going to eat that many?
Well, I'm going to share with the crew.
Oh, that's so nice. Oh, that's wonderful.
Come on, aren't these
Jim
pretty?
Hammerstrom just lit up like a light bulb. In fact, he did, number 1. Now, here's the next thing you do with this thing. You got this, preheat your oven to 375 degrees because you're going to need 35 minutes or so for this.
Okay.
It makes an enormous amount of food. So the next thing you do is you take
the raw
meatballs and put them in here. I mean, who cannot like this? Meat and potatoes, folks. Meat and potatoes.
All in one dish.
Link. Yeah, I'll take that and put it in there.
That's amazing. You do that with such style.
Well, thank you. I come from an old meatball roller from way back there.
Well, that's what I heard about you.
All right, there we go. Just lining them up perfectly, too. What a lovely presentation.
Did you do the right number? Oh, you did.
And look at that. It comes out perfectly.
You are a genius. Did anybody tell you that? Good.
No one's ever said it.
And they probably
Now,
won't.
Take your sauce
Yep. Oh.
and pour that over top. It's going to bake in that, you see.
Oh.
Bake in all that lovely red sauce.
Oh.
With thyme, plenty of thyme, a little salt and pepper goes in there.
That is beautiful.
Are yours ready to come off? Yeah, I have only one more thing to do, and I'll wait until you get...
No, you go ahead.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Yeah, we could have used something else. Okay, what I did for simplicity's sake
Yes.
is I went on ahead and got some cheddar cheese
In the El Slicer.
in the El Slicer, and it says that you should put it on and be terribly creative with it, and like, you know, do a little cross-hatching and just all sorts of fancy schmancy stuff. It also goes on to say that you can take this and cut it into strips and do a little cross-hatching on it. And so, whilst at home with some time to fritter away, I actually took the time to do this little cross-hatch thing, which goes something like this. There we go. See, just a little cross-hatching. Isn't that lovely?
That is.
Now, one would think that that's just terribly creative, and that everyone is just going to be horribly impressed when you bring this cross-hatch cheese thing out. But sometimes one would be wrong, because when it comes out of the oven, I hope this thing, that's
burn
real
your
hot.
hands?
That's real hot. Let
I'm
me get
sorry.
another oven experience.
Oh.
So I took time for once to be very careful about what the recipe said, and I did all that cross-hatching, and look.
Well, it all got
It just all melts
globbed
into a
together.
big blob anyway, so what does it matter?
Well,
Perhaps you're not supposed to use quite as much cheese
aesthetic, you can never
as
have
I use,
enough
but isn't that
cheese.
lovely? And look at that. I mean, you know, that's just all of that food in there. The hash browns on the bottom, and oh, you just know. Oh, you know. Oh,
I want it.
It's going to be wonderful.
I want it, and I want it now.
It is going to be wonderful. So anyway, and that's the old thing. That's 375 degrees for 25 minutes.
It's beautiful.
Now the great thing is, this grease. Did I do that, or is that yours?
That's Moa.
Oh, I was going to say, I hope that that the meat didn't cause all of that.
I know they're going to get huffy with me over here.
No. What do you do? Now we're going to have a fire here.
Oh,
This is
stop
terrible.
it.
There was some wonderful footage of this television station way back in the early days, and I won't mention her name, but she was doing one of these little.
Set the thing ablaze.
Yeah, well, she was melting candles, and she was going to do, and while she kind of was blabbing to
I
the
saw it.
camera, the paraffin was just getting boiling
Last
hot,
night on-
and it exploded on the set, and all you see is everybody go running
And a
off, and
fireball.
somebody comes in with a fire. Live television, it's great. What'd you
I saw
say?
some guy trying to deep fry a turkey for Thanksgiving in a big vat of
It can be
oil,
done. It
and
can be
the thing turned into the towering inferno. It was so
done.
horrible.
The turkey inferno.
And that guy was trying to push it off. Oh, this will be really good.
But you know, I know people that do it that way.
Really?
Yeah, that actually deep fry entire turkeys, but you have to have a very big fryer.
Well,
to
that's what
do
they
that.
did. They had like
Yeah.
a big old oil can.
Well, they're supposed to not be using
Oil
an oil
can.
can. There's
Oil
a professional equipment that
Oh.
does stuff like
Are we going
that.
over here now?
Well, if we don't go over
Oh, I
here,
forgot
we'll
to-
just...
Could I say who sent mine? Miss Betty Krieger of Philadelphia. I'm
Thank
sorry,
you, Betty.
because it looks so good.
Sorry
and so
for the
good
slight,
you.
honey.
I know. That was me. I'm sorry.
Anyway, well, look at this. Oh, and we also have...
Accoutrement.
I knocked everything off. We also have Miss Doris's...
Oh, Lord, we have just like tons of
Yeah.
stuff and no place to put it.
in the thing. Alrighty, let me just give you a big old wad of
Well,
this.
that would be the greatest.
Oh, you know that's pretty.
That is pretty.
Anything with this much cheese on it is
Okay.
just, it fascinates me. Hang on,
Pardon the expression.
it's like glue.
Oh, never mind. I'll do this.
But it sounds great. Yeah, here we go.
There you go.
I'll trade you one empty one for one
One full one. and,
And-
now there's all sorts of accoutrements
Now what did she do
that
with
you can
hers?
put on.
She probably heated it up so hot I can't get it out. This is what? Peas.
Peas.
Oh, this is just like a picnic, ladies and gentlemen. We
There
have
are some
some.
of
Doesn't
those
that look
baby-
pretty, though?
Oh, it does.
That's a gorgeous dish.
Mm-hmm. So's Doris.
And the food looks pretty good, too.
Doris is a cute dish.
Yes. Okay, what are we going to try first?
Like, would you like accoutrement for your...
You're speaking, but yes, I would like a piece of tomato.
There you go. They say put ketchup on this. Why? I don't know.
Put ketchup when you can have
that's
this
it, when you can-
gorgeous, look how beautiful that is.
When you can have all sorts of fun little things.
Oh, yes, and I do, and I love mustard. I'm
Do
so
you?
glad that
Hey,
you
look,
brought
Jack Daniels. Yum.
Ooh-wee.
So
All right.
I think a little...
Well, by the time we
Honey
get finished
mustard.
playing around with this, maybe we'll actually be able to tell you how. Doesn't that look really good? Hello, my name is Mr. Burger. Not
Mr.
very,
Porkburger.
not very funny, but that's what my name is.
Well,
Okay.
I lost my... Oh, there it is.
I think this thing is hot inside.
I think it is, too. And you're going to burn your little mouth off. Is it good?
Oh, Douglas.
All righty, Roo.
Just bring me a big old bunch of fries to go with
And
it.
this is delicious.
The meatball stuff, is it really?
I love this.
I haven't got to try it. I've not tried the first piece.
I'll try Doris's. I'm kind of bummed we didn't get any dessert this time.
You're right, the meatball stuff is good. You've gotten spoiled already.
I know.
Yeah.
Ooh, the peas are great.
Well,
I'm
we
gonna
do
try
have
this little baby.
we do have 3 wonderful recipes here. Oh, I like that. Yeah. You good?
We did all right.
I think I'm gonna have to rename the show from Cookin' Cheap to Doug and Larry Eat for 20 Minutes. That's what it's become.
What would be wrong with that?
I have decided we spend far too much time fixing this stuff, and then we run out of time, never get to eat any of it. So we're changing that. From now on, we come to
We'll
the
eat
table
first.
like 6 minutes into the
How about if
show,
we
and
eat
we just eat
first?
for 20 minutes.
And then we'll cook it.
Yeah, that's
Okay,
good.
good.
It's all real good, and we thank you for tolerating us. And Douglas, you did good.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So did you. Everything looks wonderful. Bye.